the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week, July 22nd to July 28, 2011. At the end of last week, Warner Brothers announced that the film Man of Steel was pushed back from its tentative December 2012 release date to June 14, 2013. Filming is set to begin this week in the Chicago area, with the crew setting up base in Aurora. More photos and videos of the location sets being constructed for Man of Steel in Plano, Illinois were posted online this week. Also, you recall that I reported earlier this month that I'd received word that a scene in the new movie will supposedly show Superman flying through an IHOP sign. The purpose-built sign was constructed in South Carolina by Hilton Displays, and I received photos of it being sent out to the Chicago area. The Daily Herald reports that filming for Man of Steel in the location of Sugar Grove will close Route 56 from Galena Boulevard to Route 47 for 4 days, starting August 7th. While MyWebTimes.com reports that filming for the movie will close a bridge in LaSalle County near Serena, Illinois until Saturday. You recall back in March that we reported that they were aiming to shoot a bus crashes in river scene. Apparently, from the look of the bus in the photo shown, filming at this location will be for that scene. Additionally, downtown Chicago will be the location of 11 days of filming from August 7 to 17, with city officials advised that shooting of exterior scenes will take place in and around the Loop. Henry Cavill was in attendance at Comic-Con in San Diego this weekend as part of the panel for his upcoming film Immortals. He participated in lots of video interviews and was often heard to say that the script for Man of Steel is one of the best scripts he's ever read. He added, "I'm quite humbled by the whole experience and can't wait to get started." It was also revealed at Comic-Con that Superman will be featured in all 3 of Warner Brothers' upcoming animation projects. The first will be Justice League Doom, influenced and loosely based on the JLA Tower of Babel story. Next, you will also see Superman vs. the Elite, which fans will remember as the What's So Funny About Truth, Justice and the American Way story from Action Comics 775. And a 2-part feature film based on Frank Miller's Batman The Dark Knight Returns, which famously features an intense battle between Superman and Batman. In TV news, Warner Home Video has released artwork and details on the upcoming Smallville Season 10 DVD and Blu-ray release, and complete series DVD set due out November 29, 2011. With all 22 episodes collected on both the 4-disc Blu-ray and 6-disc DVD collections, Smallville the complete 10th season contains over 2 hours of bonus programming, including select episode commentaries, featurettes and unaired scenes. While Smallville the complete series contains all 218 episodes in a 62-disc DVD collection with hours of on-disc extras, plus an additional 5+ hours on 2 new bonus discs. Cartoon Network has released 2 preview video clips from Targets, the next new episode of the Young Justice animated series, which is the 10th episode of the first season. Red Arrow's battle to prevent the League of Shadows from inciting a war pits him against the world's most dangerous assassins and allies him with someone more dangerous still. Too bad Aqualad couldn't convince him to ask the team for help. No air date has been announced for this episode as yet, but it was revealed at Comic-Con that new episodes of Young Justice will begin airing in the American fall. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes from the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. Check out his review of the Season 6 episode The Atomic Captive, in which Lois and Jimmy find a scientist who is in isolation after exposure to radiation and being pursued by foreign operatives. In comic book news, as we know, the upcoming relaunch of the Superman comics, both Lois and Clark will be single. Well, Clark will be. New York Daily News revealed that the identity of Lois Lane's new boyfriend is a guy named Jonathan Carroll. We'll find out more about him when Superman #1 is released in September. The Grant Morrison panel at Comic-Con this past weekend revealed that he has 16 issues planned for his run on the relaunch of Action Comics. The book will take place about 5 years in the past, before Justice League #1, and will catch up with the regular current timeline in issue #7. It will then jump back and forth. There was quite a bit of other info coming out of Comic-Con. A few tidbits of note include: the Daily Planet will be made up of both a newspaper, TV station and web content. Lois Lane is an equal in position to Perry White, running the TV web section while Perry runs the newspaper. Supergirl will exhibit different powers and different power levels and manifestations to that of Superman. And look to Action Comics #3 to learn about Jor-El, Lara and the Fortress of Solitude. Scott Lobdell revealed that he sees Teen Titans and Superboy as a bi-weekly title, saying, at least for the first few months as you put down one book and pick up the next, will establish a sort of mini world for the reader. Over the course of Comic-Con, DC Comics released a series of preview artwork from Action Comics, Superman, Supergirl, Superboy and other comic books featuring the Superman family of characters. Comic books we reviewed this week included Superman Batman number 86, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who gave it a 5 out of 5, saying, "Maybe one of the best new comics I've read this year." Ralph Silver reviewed Justice League of America number 59, saying, "This issue was rather anticlimactic," and he rated it a 2 out of 5. Supergirl number 66 was reviewed by Jeffrey Bridges, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "The story moved along nicely." While Jeffrey Taylor reviewed DC Universe Online Legends number 12, saying it all fell into place, and he gave it a 4 out of 5. Superman comics shipping this week from July 27 include Action Comics 903, which is available in a variant cover, DC Retroactive Justice League of America the 70s number 1, DC Retroactive Superman the 70s number 1, Flashpoint Lois Lane and the Resistance number 2, Flashpoint Project Superman number 2, Teen Titans number 98, Young Justice number 6, and Justice hardcover. In other news, a book titled Superheroes vs. Supervillains A to Z, or A to Z, by Sarah Oliver is due to be released on August 1st. This comprehensive guide to the world of superheroes and villains is a reversible book featuring everything you'll ever need to know about superheroes and villains. The Superman homepage, in collaboration with John Blake Publishing, is giving 5 lucky fans a chance to win the book. Just come to the site now to submit your entry. The Siegel and Schuster Society is petitioning to have Superman's famous S insignia grace specialty license plates for the state of Ohio with the legend "Ohio, birthplace of Superman." The Society hopes to have the license plates available by 2013, the 75th anniversary of the first appearance of Superman in Action Comics number 1. Episode 79 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now online. Scotty and I discuss Man of Steel premiere date, Henry Cavill at Comic-Con, set constructions in Plano, Illinois, rewrites for the Man of Steel script, DC The New 52, Superman 713, Superman Batman number 86, new animated movies, and much more. Be sure to also check out Last Son of Krypton Chapter 79 and Lost Daughter of Krypton Chapter 51 audio dramas from pendantaudio.com. That's all the Superman news there was for the week July 22nd to July 28th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, welcome to Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. Last night I read a disturbing article. I read that Toborov, the man who is in charge of representing the Siegel and Schuster estates in the ongoing lawsuit with DC and Warner Brothers for the rights to Superman, has also now taken up another cause. He is representing the Kirby estates in the lawsuit against Marvel for the rights to some characters that Jack Kirby had something to do with, either creating or drawing or inspiring or some way otherwise working with Marvel. And now the heirs to Kirby believe that they are also due some extra funds that were somehow left out of being paid to Kirby at that time. Marvel claims that Kirby was a hired man, was working for the company, and was paid for what he did, and that's the end of the story. The Kirby heirs beg to differ. They say that he was shafted, much like Siegel and Schuster were shafted years and years ago. But were they really shafted? Siegel and Schuster were young guys who were super excited to see their creation come to life on the page. They were super excited to have a major company to put their character out there so that readers could experience it and be as excited as they were to be drawing and writing it. And so they sold their creation. And when they did, they accepted a job, and this was all part of the deal. They would continue to work, they would continue to produce their creation under the moniker of employees. And when they decided that wasn't good enough, they went to the company and they said, no, 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 we want to be paid more. We want extra pay. We want stipends. We want something for the fact that this is our creation. And at that time, it was within DC, All-Star Comics, right at the time, to say, get out, we don't want you here anymore. And yes, it was sad, and every time I watch something Superman, I feel bad for the boys that left the industry and had such a hard time in life afterward, were depressed, were imbibing in alcohol, and died probably very sad and unfulfilled and unsatisfied and disappointed with some of the choices they had made and some of the people that they associated with. So by no means am I saying that corporations have the little guy in mind, or they always do their best to help people and pay people and be fair. But on the other hand, these lawsuits are getting out of hand because our characters are in danger. We never really had to worry about an invincible man needing armor, or getting electrical powers when he never had them before, or Superboy being rewritten into being a clone of Lex Luthor and Superman because Superboy as Clark Kent was owned by someone else. We never had to worry about the possibility of Peter Parker being killed off because maybe there's something going on with a lawsuit and they want to get a new guy in there so that the owners or the people who had to do with it don't somehow get the rights. Now, I'm not saying for sure that that's what's going on there, but I am saying that there are big changes going on in comics. The New 52 is coming out. I think a lot of that reason has to do with some of this, but who knows? But I am calling shenanigans on these lawsuits. These heirs had nothing to do with whatever Jack Kirby and Siegel and Schuster did. They weren't even thought of in a lot of cases. They're granddaughters and grandsons of people long dead who made deals that may have been ill-advised at the beginning and may have been unfair, but that's long over. And these heirs, because they can't produce anything of worth on their own maybe, or because they haven't contributed to pop culture in a way that their ancestors have and they feel saddened by it, or because they just wanted the easy way out and they want to be rich, are now trying to be paid for something they had nothing to do with. So again, I call shenanigans. We need to stop this before all these characters are lost. It's easy to say now, when movies are being made about these characters and toys are being sold and books and shirts and everything else and video sales and merchandising is in the billions of dollars, that, oh, I want my share. But is it really your share? I mean, don't you have your own life? Don't you have other things that you can be doing? And I'm sorry that some of these people were shafted when they were young, or made a bad deal, or didn't know how to manage their creations, but it's time to put an end to this, in my opinion. Remember, everybody, always look up in the sky.